I know what I'm about to say is going to sound crazy, but just stick with me. I'm at the store and I'm looking around and I am just seeing people leaving grocery carts everywhere. This is the reason why we have so much erratic, untamed violence in our society. You want to talk about how do we prevent active shooters? We can't even get people as a society to do anything whatsoever anymore outside of their own selfish selves, that they can't even walk literally 3 freaking feet to put away a grocery cart after they're done getting their groceries from the store. And you wonder how we're ever going to be able to solve active shooter incidents in our society. It's because everybody has become a bunch of coddled little sissy punks who are so incapable of managing and regulating their own emotions and seeing outside of their own self. And they're so self-centered and so lazy and so just emotionally erratic and uncontrolled because we coddle them and we tell everybody, oh, it's okay that you feel this way. These are your feelings. Let's provide you with a safe space in school and an area where you can just throw a hissy fit and have it your own way. I know this for a fact because the second school that I went to after I got kicked out of my first high school, which was kind of BS in itself, but I wasn't the best kid. But when I went to this second school, I had 2 choices. They said you could either go to this juvie rehab program or you can go to a school where it's emotionally disturbed kids, where you can get the ability to yell, scream, and flick off teachers and throw your little hissy fit. And I said, well, I definitely want to go to that one. I don't want to go to the juvie rehab program. That place looks horrible. So I go to this school and you could literally flip desks, yell at the teacher, scream at the teacher. As long as you didn't put your hands on anybody, they wouldn't actually call the I forget, they called it staff or whatever, and they'd come in and they'd restrain you and they'd put you in a corner and they'd talk to you about your feelings for, I don't know, an hour or something. It was stupid. Absolutely dumb. This is the exact reason why we're having so many problems in society, because these kids grow into adults. And when they're adults, they're capable of purchasing firearms. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that we should certainly have some sort of standard when it comes to purchasing guns. You need to have highly qualified training. You need to get vetted by your instructor, by your trainer. I think that it should be a week long, 5 days of training, regardless of where you're at. And you should be vetted by your teacher. Your teacher should be capable of vetting your quality of character and signing off on that, and then also be held not necessarily liable but accountable to some degree as to why they thought that you were okay. But anyways, I digress. The fact that people leave shopping carts all over the place goes to prove that we are just becoming so self-centered and lazy and selfish as human beings that we are completely incapable of doing anything outside of our own selfish selves. We can't even put shopping carts away, let alone be kind to one another, let alone not blow our lid and start shooting people up whenever we have a problem as adults because we don't have a safe space to go to anymore. We need to seriously put this in check. We need to learn as adults how to develop emotional intelligence, and that most problems are really just a matter of miscommunication, and we need to improve upon those communication skills. We need to start to develop self-value, self-worth within ourselves. And I know from experience with this because I've hated myself in my life. And in fact, I was ready to end my life on multiple occasions, and I don't feel that way anymore. I'm not even worried about feeling that way anymore. Why? Because I learned how to develop small attainable goals, shift and change my mindset, shift and change my environment around me so that it became constructive, so I could build momentum and align my actual self with my true self, with my max potential, so I could begin to align the actions and the thoughts and the emotions that I would experience throughout my day to where I could actually reach my maximum potential every single day and compound that year after year after year. And in fact, I take that back. I'm changing my emotions first. We as human beings are emotional creatures, so we need to cognitively, consciously think our way into feeling new emotions. You got to change those emotions through thought. And when you change your emotions through thought, then you can actually begin to change your actions. So start doing the little things in your life. This is such a prime example of a good, small, attainable goal to build momentum. Put away your freaking shopping carts. Stop going around with such a self-centered mindset thinking that you're owed something. You're not owed anything in this life. In fact, the reason why you feel like crap all the time is because you go around walking around thinking that you are owed something in this life. If you feel like garbage, start doing things for other people. Servitude, other people, alleviates those negative neurochemicals in the brain. It starts to alleviate that feeling of hopelessness and purposelessness, and you begin to actually start to think, wow, that felt really good. It elevates those positive neurochemicals, human connectedness, and you start to build bonds with strangers, complete strangers, because we're all connected. We're all energy. We are all flowing through this universe in a consistent state of vibration. Whether you choose to be at a high level of vibration or a low level of vibration is entirely up to you and what you do with your day and your thoughts and your emotions and your actions and your being and your purpose. You have to create your own purpose. Stop leaving your damn shopping carts all over the place. Stop parking in 3 parking spots like you're an asshole. Stop thinking that you're owed something. Stop acting tough when you're not even tough. Stop putting up the front and being a jerk to everybody and treating people like garbage. You are the garbage when you treat people like that. You're not cool. You're not tough. All this facade that we see within our society, thinking that it's so cool that I'm so tough and I'll beat anybody up. No, you're not. And no, you won't. In fact, all you're doing is perpetuating your own negative downfall, your negative cycle of emotions. You're just sad and you're just angry because you're sad. Stop being selfish. That's how we stop mass violence. You cannot legislate anything to stop violence. It's never worked in the history of mankind. You don't force people to do things so that they don't do them. People don't do things legally because of the moral aptitude associated with it, the moral tether associated with certain pieces of legislation. But you can never disarm a population and expect it to have good results. It never has in history. So stop being stupid and wake up. Stop being selfish and start living your life in the smallest, most littlest things for other people. It starts with yourself. It starts with waking up at a certain time, hydrating properly, good nutrition. There's neurons, there's actual brain cells in your stomach that are connected. Different video. Start making and keeping those promises to yourself. Start by putting your grocery carts away in the damn receptacle where they're supposed to go. And it's not even like it's supposed to be some sort of super courteous thing to do, but it's just a test that nobody is watching you do the thing that you're supposed to do in those moments. So if you can't even do that, what in the world makes you think that you're capable of doing anything else with any sort of responsibility? What makes us think as a society that if we can't do that, that we're ever going to be able to stop these violent outbursts and these violent outbreaks within our public places?